Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is EverQuest Project 1999. And today we're on the green server, on the level 27 Enchanter. Let me get over there to the. Let's go. Alright, so we are in Mistmore again, but we're at a different camp, so it should be, it's at least something new. We went into Mistmore. It was like our regular day to play. And we went into Mistmore, the pond group was full, and we weren't sure what we were going to do. Were we going to just put our names on the list for the pond? Were we going to go out and do the Glidara camp and look out for that freaking, unicorn? What were we going to try to go somewhere else? Were we going to go to Unrest or Ocean of Tears or something? What were we going to do? But we ended up talking to a necro. He's standing right there. We'll get his name in a moment. It's Bella Sue. Bella Sue was awesome. Bella Sue was like a level, 30 something necro, like low 30s. I think like 32, 33, 31, something like that, low 30s. And he was doing the castle entrance, which is CE. I didn't know that until now, that the castle entrance, that's CE. So we got Valraven there, level 26, 27 ranger, something like that. We got me, the 27 enchanter, so close to clarity. Or no, I think I'm 28, because I know I'm really close to clarity. So I guess I'm 28, maybe he's 27, or he might even be 28, but we're somewhere around there. 27, 28. And then we got Jaxum here, who ended up joining up as well. That's a ranger. I think same level as me, 28 or so. So that's the group right now. This necro is up here soloing this, and he said, you guys are, free. You can join us. You can join me if you want to at castle entrance. I was like, that's cool, but I don't really know where it is. All I've ever done is the pond. This is the first time I would ever go to anything except for the pond. Never been to the graveyard, never been to the castle entrance, never been inside the castle. So I was like, yeah, we would like to join you. I got a ranger with me. I'm an enchanter. But we just don't know where to go, so you're going to have to come and get us. So he came down, he got us. He kind of, I lost track of him. I don't have See Invisible, so I kind of found it on my own. To get to the castle entrance, what you do is you, of course, pass the pond. There's a hallway to the left. After you pass the pond, you pass the gargoyle, you pass the pond, you go to the left, there's a hallway, you go that way. That's like towards the graveyard. If you do right wall strats, you'll get to the gate, the graveyard gate. That's the graveyard camp. You go through the gate, that's the graveyard. So instead of doing that, you take a left, there's a left. You go to the left, there's a ramp. You go up the ramp, and you'll make it to the castle entrance. So just make sure you go up the ramp, because there's like some other crap if you go the other way. That's not so nice. But yeah, this is really tough right here, and we were trying it, but you'll see. But yeah, so for right now, we have two rangers, an enchanter, and a necro. And the necro was soloing, so that made us feel okay. Like, we're going to be okay. He was soloing this, so we should be alright. Like, we'll just help him solo it, pretty much, And I didn't have a pet. There's no way I was going to grab a pet up here. But I think you guys are seeing right now us move. We're going to move to the graveyard. That's what we decided. There was too many people training out of the castle. So they kept doing trains out of the castle. You saw a body right there. Somebody was getting their body. So obviously some things were going wrong in the castle. They were training out of it. So instead of us being scared every time that happened, and it was a bit hard up there anyway. We were doing okay. We killed like 3, 4, 5. We got like 5 kills there at the castle entrance. It wasn't terrible, but all the mobs were like even or yellow or red to me. So yeah, when they said let's move to the graveyard, I was like, sounds good to me. And this is my first time ever being at the graveyard. So now I've seen the pond. We did the pond a million times, literally like 5 times. And then I've seen the castle entrance and got a very tiny taste of it. And now we're about to go into the graveyard. I didn't know where to sit until they told me. So they're like, come inside, go in the gate, go through the gate, open the gate, go inside, and sit to the right. There's a single spawn to the right. You sit right there behind those tombstones, right there with that single spawn. That way, It's probably the best spot with the least traffic, right here to the right. So I'm sure you've seen this before on YouTube, but it's my first time ever, and we're on my 28 Enchanter, maybe 27. I don't know. It's somewhere around there. I'll probably show it here. Plus, I got a bunch of new equipment you guys haven't seen yet. Um, my necro went to lower guck. If you didn't see that video, it's up. You know, I put a video out every single Wednesday. It's not hard to find my videos. I put out a P99 EverQuest video every single Wednesday. It's not at like a specific time. Sometimes it's noon, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's at night. But I guarantee by the time you go to bed on Wednesday, or if you wake up Thursday morning, check the channel, you'll have a video. So I know I've been doing a lot of live streams for Gems of War, but I think that should make it easier for y'all to find my videos for EverQuest, because they get put into a whole different category. They're pre-records, they're videos, they're not live streams. Should be easier to find, but we have had a little bit of lower traffic lately, which I would love to ask y'all. You guys are the ones watching. You guys are the good ones, the people here hearing me right now. Like, what do you guys want to see? Like, what do you think everybody else wants to see? Like, you're watching right now, so, you know, I need to, like, get your advice, I guess. Like, everybody voted on Enchanter. Like, I tried many different classes. Like, I was trying to prevent this from happening. Like, with the shaman, we ended up having lower views, like, as we went. And that's because I didn't really ask anybody. I didn't really, you know, I just did my own thing. I wanted to do a shaman, so I did a shaman. But with this Enchanter, total opposite. I made sure that you guys wanted this Enchanter, and you guys voted on this Enchanter, and I showed 5 other classes with 5 videos each to make sure, like, this was the class that you wanted. So I'm kind of at a loss for words as to, like, you know, I'm doing the Enchanter that everybody asked for. What do you want to see? Because there is different things I could do. Like, is this grouping? Do you guys like grouping in dungeons? If you don't want to see mez'ing and having a pet and crowd control, and, you know, if you don't want to see that, let me know. Do you want to see dad camps? Is that all you want to see? Do you want to see me soloing through a dungeon or something? Like, I feel like those are the 2 things y'all want to see, really, but it's hard to make only that. Only soloing through a dungeon or only dad camps. You know, it's kind of hard to make only that, especially when I'm every Sunday me and Trey are playing, so I got a duo, and I want to, like, usually make that into a group and go see some camps I've never seen before. Like, I've never seen the graveyard, so I want to see it. But you know, I could record other stuff and just do this for fun if you guys don't want to see it. But all I'm asking, I'm not trying to complain or anything. I want to know what you want to see. You know, do you want to see the necro, enchanter, shaman? Do you want me to go try one of those other classes like wizard or bard? And if it is the enchanter, which we've already went through this whole thing, and you guys did pick the enchanter, do you want to see me soloing through dungeons? Do you want to see dad camps, solo groups? Like, I thought this was pretty cool. Like, when I watch EverQuest on YouTube, I like to see some camps I've never seen before in dungeons, because it can get dangerous, it gets hectic, there's a lot more going on than just me doing the same spells over and over and over to the same one mob. Like, I thought this would be more interesting, but I don't know. I just want to give you guys what you want. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'll do whatever you want, so just let me know, and I'll do it. So, all I need to is, like, put it in the comments. I'll do a community tab post, too. But here I am with my new equipment. Check it out. I got a new hat. I got a new robe. I got some new stuff in my hands. I got new boots. I got, like, new everything. And the way that happened was, you know, my necro went down to lower guck. I camped the sage, cav, x, and savant. And the main target there was the sage, who had the braided cinch cord and the ruined cow. I ended up getting both of those. And then I got like a dark reaver, a couple executioner's axe. I gave my pet an executioner's axe. He was procking it. I thought everybody was going to want to see that, the spectacutioner. But I don't know anymore. I just don't know. So I was wrong. I thought that was cool as heck. Like a specter with a freaking executioner's axe, procking it, and, like, with haste, going crazy down there. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anymore. So you let me know. I need to hear it from y'all. But yeah, I got a dark reaver. I got the adamantite epaulets. I got all kinds of stuff from that camp. And but the main 2 things were the braided cinch cord and the ruined cow. Then after that, I took my necro to the tunnel, because I didn't get exactly what I wanted. Like, I was hoping the executioner would drop the hood so I could give it to Trey. I wanted to have at least something for him. But I went to the tunnel and started just buying stuff. That's not exactly what I wanted to do. I wasn't, like, trying to buy a bunch of crap for my enchanter. I was trying to, like, camp stuff and have him earn it himself. And I've already done that though. Like my necro did that already. My shaman pretty much did that except for its breastplate. And then this enchanter's done it up until now, up until like level 27, 28. It was all pretty much self-found. I think one person gave me a robe, and my necro gave this enchanter like very basic uwamp gear. But yeah, just up until now, I haven't really, did the thing with the alt, put a bunch of good gear on it. But we got some decent stuff now. We're like where I probably should be now, at least. I got the wand in my hand. I got the crude stein. I got lizard cap. I got the robe is called the robe of Ishva, I think. I do have some boots. I can't remember what they are. I do have the braided cinch cord. There's a couple other things. I think a face piece, a neck piece. So I got a decent amount of stuff. I don't have like an awesome piece in every single slot, but I have like better stuff in more slots than I did before. And you can tell by my green hat and my blue robe and my cup and my wand. Trey got a bow, some gauntlets, and something else. I can't remember. A bow, gauntlets, and like a back piece or something. But it was all upgrades. He's got a cool bow now. So I feel like I'm not just going to upgrade my character. I want his character to be upgraded as well. Like, the better he does, the better we're both going to do. Like, I don't want to be, like, a crazy best in slot enchanter with a... and then leave him in like, chainmail. I would rather have him looking awesome before I do. Because he's, like, on the front lines. Sorry, I got, like, a bunch of construction right outside of my house. The stupid county digging, doing dumb stuff. But yeah, we're in the graveyard. This is where you sit. You pretty much sit behind this gravestone, and there's one that pops right here. There's two that pop over there where I'm looking, like by the building there. There's two that pop there, like behind that tree. If you look to the left, there's two that pop over there, like on the adjacent side, like exactly where I'm sitting, but on the other side, there's two that pop there. There's one that roams, like back and forth from the house to the gate. Yeah, I think it even goes out of the gate. It might even go in the house, like goes from the house to the gate. And then there is, I think, one more, like maybe standing by the house, and then there's like two standing outside of the gate. So there's quite a few to pull. Like, see the guy walking around the building? Like, that's the one I was talking about. But right now it looks like Jackson is pulling. Jackson is a ranger, about the same level as me, and he was pulling. Bella was pretty much put this whole group together, and we do fill the whole thing. Like, it gets to be a full group with like a freaking list, so it becomes a whole thing eventually. But for now, we're 2 rangers, an enchanter, and a necro. Like a 33 necro. He's definitely high level. All right, we got Elevendra here, a druid. So the first healer we saw, we were like, come on, hurry up, get over here, we need you. Because we don't really have any healing. We had okay, we got 2 rangers and we got a necro, so we were doing okay. We had ways to heal, but it wasn't the best ways. So now we have a druid who can spend their time literally only healing, instead of doing some tricks and doing some like light heals and stuff. We got a real healer with sow and everything if we got to run away, and so it's super nice. She was level 24, so a little bit low, but when it's a healer, who cares, right? You just want a healer. Like, we would take a level anything. And I think at 33, let's say the necro's 33, you can group up to 1.5 your level. So I think that the person could be down at 22. So we could have grouped with the level 22. I'm pretty sure, because you do 22 times 1.5 is 33. So even that 22 druid, we probably would have took a 22 cleric, a 22 shaman. So whatever had popped up is what we were going to take. And as far as I went during this group, I was looking for a pet right now. I'm like, I want a pet. Like, that's my favorite thing to do as an enchanter, is to get a pet and contribute that way. Because I've even read it. I've said it before, like, out of my own brain. But I've even read it. I've been reading the wiki a lot. And I've even seen it said on the wiki that having an enchanter with a charmed pet is amazing, because that is a mob that is literally built to be fought by a whole group, pretty much, or multiple people. So it hits hard. It's got a lot of HP. They're just really good. It's better than any other pet you can get. Like, so me charming a mob that's supposed to be fighting multiple players is a really good way usage of my time and effort and mana and whatnot. It does tons of damage. So that's what I'm looking for. Right now is not the best time. Giving out haste, um, making sure everybody has breeze. See that train right there? Beatitudes there. Yeah, that was happening quite a bit when we were at Castle Entrance, and now it's happening again. But luckily, when you're inside the gate in the graveyard, you don't have to worry about it so much unless they're weird and they come from a weird spot. Um, you know how when you're at the pond, you pretty much don't have to worry about trains unless you're the pooler? Well, the same thing goes with the graveyard. You pretty much don't have to worry about trains unless you're outside of the gate pooling. If you're inside of the gate, you're probably not going to get any aggro from the train. But yeah, I like the graveyard. There's actually a couple named mobs. There's at least one. It's like an imp fiend or something, like an imp something, and it drops I think a dagger and something else, which were okay. They weren't upgrades for me, but if you're level 25 enchanter or something, you might actually find something here. It's like decent, okay stuff. It's like the first camp where the stuff actually drops. Um, oh, cool. We might be getting a Shadow Knight. So that would be great. We would be a killer group at that point. 2 Rangers, Enchanter, a Necro, a Druid, and a Shadow Knight. I already know if it happens or not, but you'll have to wait and see. The Rangers have Harmony. That's always great. I like Rangers. I like having Rangers, like in my group. I don't know if it'd be my first choice ever, but they're nice. They have like lots of tools. They got snare. They get sow eventually. They got harmony. They're good damage dealers. They're paper tanks. Like do a little bit of everything. And having 2 of them, I mean they're wrecking stuff with that pet there. And then once I get my pet, it's even better. And then once we get the tank, we're just a full group. We're going to town. So I don't know how much I'm going to show you of this. I don't know if you guys like longer videos or shorter videos. Like the last video I put out, the Spectacutioner, was like an hour and 14 minutes. I think that was part of the problem. I know a lot of y'all probably don't have hours to watch videos. But then again, EverQuest is, kind of a type of game where you do have to put out longer videos. You can't be putting out 5-minute videos on EverQuest. If I'm grouping and doing the graveyard, there's no way I'm going to show you a 5-minute video, but I can maybe cut it down to like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. We'll just skip through and like maybe right now we'll skip through and see like the Shadow Knight, get our full group. The train's happening anyway, like we're kind of just chilling, waiting for the train to go by, so skip ahead a little bit. I became a dark elf to make sure y'all could see, but what's cool about the graveyard is all these torches make it easy to see. Like it's lighting up the whole area, so my video actually looks good for once. Looking at people's levels there, the necro is actually level 35. So luckily this healer here is 24. I think that's the lowest they could be. So yeah, the necro is 35. But he put this whole group together. We would not have had a group without this necro, this Bella Sue. So shout out to Bella Sue. The pond was full. We couldn't have started a graveyard. We didn't even know if their graveyard was camped or not. We had never done it before, so it would have been like we probably could have tried, but we were at the entrance, not like that didn't cross my mind. Like, yeah, let's start a graveyard group. Like, we wanted to get into a graveyard group, experience it first, and now we know, and now we could start one, like going forward. But at the time, that wasn't even like an option in my head. I was like, maybe, maybe. If like another, like a healer and a tank show up, maybe we go try to do the graveyard, but not just me and you. Just because just getting here would be difficult. I mean, we could probably invis to here, but then like we're deep in it and we don't even know what we're doing. So he said that Enchanter is an idiot. That's funny. But I just did see that Trey is 27, so I must be 28. I think he dings 28 in this video, and I get to 20. I need like 2 bulbs. I'm so close. Then I get clarity at 29. I said anything worth pulling in that false wall behind the graveyard building. Accidentally went in there with my necro earlier. Yeah, I was on my necro because I was handing all the gear to Trey so he could give it to me, give it to my enchanter. Then I was also so I was on my necro anyway, so I went and looked, like, is the graveyard open? Where's everybody at? Like, I just started looking around with my necro because he's level 60, and I went in the house here in the graveyard. There was like a flower. I got the flower, and then I went out of there and I went behind it. There's like another mob there, like an invisible. I forget its name. It's like Sussex or something. And then there was a false wall back there. I went through that, and then I was in like the jail, I think it's called, and I got attacked and I had to feign death, and then it was hard to find my way back out. So they're saying like no, it's not good. I've never seen a successful pull from here without death. They meant from there. They meant pulling from the jail to the graveyard. They've never seen that without death, which I believe because there's false walls, there's like doors and mobs just see through invisible, I think, in there and are invisible, and it's crazy. So you don't want to be going in there. If you go in there, it's from the castle, not from the graveyard. Unless you're just taking a shortcut and you know the way. Whatever. But I'm really looking to get a charmed pet still. I don't know when it happens. But let's jump forward a little bit. Kind of just chilling. Killing one right now. Before I got my pet, I was just concentrating on keeping everybody breezed, keeping everybody with alacrity. I was even doing endure magic and all these other buffs, just buffing. And then once I got all the buffs out of the way, I was doing chaotic feedback and slow and all that stuff. So it was kind of nice just sitting here just doing that kind of stuff, but it's way more interesting if I have a pet. Even though every freaking 2-3 minutes it breaks and runs over and punches me in the face, like it's still super fun to have a pet, and I feel like I'm not doing my job unless I have a charmed pet as a enchanter. And I can still do everything else. I can still do crowd control. I can still give out breeze. I can still give out everything. So if you feel like you're an enchanter and you don't have time to charm, you're wrong. You do, and you should charm. Not like, it's not 100%. Like, you don't, not every single enchanter charms while they're in a group, but I feel like they could if they really wanted to. And it's super fun. And give your pet weapons and, make them guard far away so when they break, they run over. I gotta get better at, like, recharming. Gotta start breaking out my stuns. Oh, I bought some spells, too. I bought mesmerization. So I have the AoE mez now. I bought color flux or something. It's like a stun, I think. So I bought everything up to tepid deeds. The only one I couldn't get was tepid deeds, which is like the next slow. It's a research thing. I should probably be doing research. Every time I talk about buying spells, I know in the back of my head I'm like, I should probably be just researching and doing it myself, but there's my pet finally. So they brought multiples, and the first time that happened, I grabbed it as a pet. And he is like rooted or something, so he can't join the fight, but he'll be there soon. One thing the Necro gave me a little bit of advice and said that I should be toshing on every pool. Every single mob, every pool. Before I do anything else, before anybody does anything, I should be toshing. Now, I think this is true, and I know the wiki's not always right, but on the wiki, if you read Zorn's Guide to Enchanting or whatever, the Zorn, like if you're an enchanter, you know what I'm talking about, the Zorn Guide. I've read the whole thing now. At the very top of that guide, it says, like, one of the main things it says is, like, these days on P99, you really don't have to tosh before like, most spells are going to hit. So you don't really have to tosh if you don't want to. You can't hurt. It don't hurt because it helps everybody else too. Lowers the enemy, the resists of the enemy. So it can't hurt, and it doesn't cost a lot of mana. But there is a blurb at the top of that guide that says, this is kind of old school. You don't have to tosh before every single on every single pool. But I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it going forward. The main time I was toshing before this group was before I charm. Before I would charm my pet, I would tosh. And that was pretty much most of the time. Sometimes you would toss your pet, you would charm it, it would break charm, then you don't have to toss again because toss is still on it. But all right, here we go. We got a bunch of them. What did I cast? I think that was Enthrall. Was it Enthrall or Mesmerization? Enthrall. So another thing I read is that Mesmerization, Enthrall should be your number one. Enthrall should be your number one mez, and only cast Mesmerization if you're in a pickle. Like there's a bunch of enemies on the cleric or on the healer or or on you or something. Like Mesmerization is not for like every mez. This is what the wiki says now, and I kind of agree. Enthrall was definitely sticking way longer, hitting was way better. Like Mesmerization, I would cast it, and it would get like one of them, but then like one would resist and run over to me, and then like, I don't know. Like every time I cast the Mesmerization, it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. Which I was hoping it would mez everything, and then it would stick for long enough for me to then do Enthrall, like be ready to Enthrall, because I don't think you can override it, but I was hoping it would lock them down for 30 seconds or something. That way I could then reassess the situation. I could figure out what they're attacking, and then I could get my target and then Enthrall. But most of the time I would do Mesmerization. It would hit something sometimes, and then everything else would run at me. But I don't know. I see there's definitely a use for it. I'm glad I have it, and I will be using it. It's up on my bar. At least now it is. I don't know if I had it on right this second, because I think it's green and I don't see it. But as far as what I do have on my bar, I got Root. I think I have Choke. I need to take Choke off there. I don't really use Choke. Supposedly, enchanters don't dot, like, after a certain level, and I think I'm right around that time. So my dot is not going to do anything. I'm going to cast it. What I use it for is when I solo. It's like to chain. Like I'll cast Chaotic Feedback, then I'll cast Choke, then I'll cast Chaotic Feedback, then I'll cast Choke. I should probably be doing Sanity Warp instead, but that's what I was doing. It kind of saves me mana. But I think I'm going to switch out of that pretty soon. I think I'm going to quit using my Choke. It's really low level. It never lasts long enough, and I don't know if it's worth it anymore. But I do have it on at the moment. Root, Choke, Slow, Chaos Flux, my direct damage, Charm, I don't know what that is. I think it's Berserker Strength. And then I got Charm, Enthrall, and Tashani. So when a mob would come in, if there's only one, send my pet, Tashani, and then slow if I need to. If they're dying super fast, I'm not slowing. But if it's like a harder mob, it's even, or it's just not going down, I slow as soon as possible. But I'm not going to say I slow every single mob, because that would be a lie. But I try. It's like every other mob. But I was tossing everything, and then my pet was on everything, and then I was making sure Breeze was on everybody at all times, refreshing it. I made sure Alacrity, I did a really good job of making sure everybody had Alacrity the entire time. You could ask anybody in this group, I bet you they weren't without speed for more than 30 seconds, because I had so much mana with all this new gear. I had so much mana. Like, look at my mana right now. It's almost 90. I was refreshing their Alacrity before it even wore off, because I just had so much. Pet was rocking. Pet was staying. He wasn't breaking as much. Like, there was a period of time where he broke a few times in a row, and it was a little bit annoying. But it was way better. Like, I can definitely tell the difference with this new gear on. Way more mana. Charms stay longer. It was pretty good. But now we have the SK. I think the SK is like level 25-ish. Maybe a little bit higher. I forget. But the SK Penthouse model. SK just brings the whole group together. So now we got a tank, we got a healer, we got 2 rangers, we got Enchanter, we got a necro. So it kind of just brought the whole group together. I got my pet now. We're rocking and rolling. We're almost full rocking and rolling. This SK just got here, so it's going to take the SK a minute to like figure out their exact place in the group and like what everybody's doing. But that only takes like 5 minutes, and then we're rocking and rolling, dude. Like, and this is the group for most of the time. I can't remember if we even trade anybody out at any time. Pretty sure this is what we went with. Maybe the ranger? Can't remember. It was pretty cool, though. Once again, amazing group. I have no problem with anybody in this group. Nobody was even annoying this time. Like, usually, I'll join a group and my annoying dar will go off on somebody. This time, none of that. Like, the ogre shadow knight was a little bit goofy, but that's because that's what they are. Like, they're supposed to be. It's more fun if they're like that. And it was only slightly. And, welcomed, so. But we got my pet on one. We're fighting the other. Rangers smacking them. SK taunting. The SK was even taunt. Like when my charm would break, the SK would taunt my pet. Like you don't see that. You know, you see the complete opposite a lot of the time. You'll see people hitting your pet and casting spells on it and trying to kill it. You know, and that's what's annoying. But when somebody will run up and just taunt because they know your pet broke and they're just trying to help you, that's super nice. They got like some heavy freaking. Oh my gosh, they got this drill. They better be going away. Turn, turn, turn. I'm sorry, y'all. So stupid. Like, I got a new car. And, like, imagine anything and everything that could happen. All happening in the first 2-3 weeks that I've had my car. There's construction all over it. I got a screw in the tire. I hit a bird. Like, a flood. Literally. It's crazy. Like anything and everything. Oh, there's been snow out the butt. There's been salt everywhere. So much stuff. Which I super needed one. My other car is so old and was about to be exploded. I've never had a new car in my life. This is the first new car I've ever had. And, you know, I'm not young or anything. So, it's nice to have warranty, all that. So, happy. Got the screw fixed for free. But just everything, like everything that could happen is happening around it all the time is so annoying. Because you know how it is. If you get it something new, you're like chicken hawking it all day, like looking over it. But yeah, this group was good. The healer was good. Being a lower level healer, she kept up nicely. The pooler, the ranger, was awesome. Trey's always awesome. The necro like made the group and was the reason that this group got put together. And it's the 35 necros are definitely doing their share. Who else? The SK was great. Like I said, taunting. My pet would break. Taunt my pet. Wouldn't hit it. Wouldn't be one of those people. Like, if you're one of those people, please stop it. Like, it's always... I remember, like, I was in the main room of Unrest, and, like, there was a necro. The necro had their pet. I had my pet. It was like a jack-o'-lantern or something from the yard. And every time it would break, they would sick their pet on it. They would start casting spells on it. I was like, what the heck, bro? Like, you know, you have a pet. Like, I've had this same pet this whole time. Like, you know it's my pet. It's a jack-o'-lantern. There's no jack-o'-lanterns in the main room. So it's not, you know, what are you doing? You can't mistake it for a mob we're going to kill. I've had it this whole time. It's been sitting. It's been T-posing. It's got different weapons in its hands. I've been commanding it. It's been guarding. Like, you know it's my pet. Why do you keep attacking it? And, you know, like the complete opposite of what you should do. And we just saw my level, but I think it was like a bub in 28. When it's all said and done, there's the Imp Familiar. Okay, so this is a special mob that drops... I don't know what exactly. I could look it up for y'all. Be something to say. But yeah, let me know in the comments what y'all want to see, especially if you're listening at this point. Just on P99, on EQ. I'm a numbers-driven person. If the numbers get too low, I just will not put out videos anymore. And that's just a cold, hard fact. Doesn't matter what anybody says about, you know, P99 doesn't have enough people. You can't build a channel on P... Like, don't say that stuff. I've heard it before. And there's other channels out there that are doing just fine. So... You know, random naked ogre warriors are getting way more views than my channel. So, to say, it's not the case. I need to put out the right stuff. I want to put out what you guys want to put out. And I'm trying to, you know, get that info out of, you know, put it in the comments. What do you want to see? Let's go. Like, I've done best in slot for Ranger. I did best in slot for Enchanter. I've done exploring Kunark. Like, I've done different kinds of videos. And just put what kind you want to see and what class you want to see. And, like, do you just want me to get back on my necro and go explore Valius? Do you want this Enchanter to go to Valius and do, like, Tower of Frozen Shadow? Do you want me to get back on my shaman and get through 54? Do you want me to get on my shaman in solo? Do you want me to get on my shaman in group? You want to see Karnor's castle? Do you want to see other places in Valius? Do you want to see me go get my gear from Valius? Do you want to see me go after a epic or something? Like, do you want to see raids? Do you want me to get on my necro and like start talking to the guild and like start getting into raids and stuff? Like, whatever, almost anything is possible because I have a level 60 necro. I have a 54 shaman, and now I have a 28 enchanter. So, and then I have a bunch of little level 5s. So almost anything is possible that you could even think of because I have a healer, I have a soloer, I have a grouper that everybody wants. I have access to pretty much everything. The only thing I don't really have access to is like a teleporter. Like I don't have any teleporting, and I don't really have a res except for my necro, but I pretty much have access to anything you guys could want. So all you got to do is tell me and then agree, have the community agrees upon what they want to see, and then I will let you. I will give it to you. That's all I want because I'm numbers based channel. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. So if I keep seeing low, I'm gonna think, welp, I guess we're done with that. But it is what it is. I just always try to tell people before it's too late. And it's not like we had some good something dropped there. I was gonna look up that for you, then I started talking like poopy crap about the dumb channel. Sacrificial dagger dropped. Let's look up that imp familiar. I'll look it up on my phone while you guys. Here, let's jump ahead too. See some fighting. Trying to give you different camera angles. He's up on the roof there. I said you're the king. You're the king of the cat. You're the king. And then I was like, queen? Question mark. I think it's a woman penthouse model. It's a female ogre. Troll. Troll? Female troll. Alright, let's find this thing. Imp familiar. Let's look it up. I was looking at Zorn's Enchanter Guide. What else did I learn from that? I think I need to use stuns more. I don't know. I learned a bunch of stuff, but like a minor illusion, maybe I cast minor illusion while I'm out. If I go out to do Glidara again and there's that unicorn, maybe I cast minor illusion on myself, and that might make the unicorn indifferent. That's another thing. Let's look up Mist more. Because, like, if I was left up to my own devices and you guys just watched everything and we got 1,000 views on every video, the next thing I would do, most likely, is another graveyard group, And then after that, the progression. We would end up at the castle entrance, eventually. And then we'd end up inside the castle. Maybe we'd end up back at Unrest doing Fireplace, like, pretty soon. Because we're pretty much at the high end of that. If we want to do the Fireplace and Unrest, we need to go there now, because I'm almost level 29. That's like the high end. It's almost time for the basement once you hit like 30. So if I was gonna just do my own thing and like I would get 1,000 views no matter what I did, next thing I would do, probably Unrest Fireplace, at least one time just to see it. Then I'd probably come back here, do Graveyard again, and then I'd probably, I don't know, maybe go back to Unrest and find whatever camp is right after the Fireplace. And then, eventually be in the basement there, eventually be at the castle here. That's the progression if you leave me to my own devices. Every once in a while you might see a necro video of me camping something or doing something fun, but if you leave me to my own devices, that's what you're going to see. So if you want to see something else, put it, might see a dad camp. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to find something else in Unrest, like another dad camp. I'm thinking like the reanimated hand area. Like that rooftop, there's one skeleton up there. There's the hand that's like level 25-ish or something. Like, he's not even that high of a level. I feel like that area on the roof you could solo. Maybe make it a dad camp, maybe. Maybe with the use of minor illusion, or if that even works. I'm going to try that, but... let's look at this. We got, notable NPCs and imp familiar. How long have we made this so far? Let me see. We got 39, so I need to be wrapping this up pretty soon. We'll talk about this imp familiar, and we'll watch a few more fights, and then we'll be out of here. I did this camp for like 3 hours or something. Like, for a pretty long time. I had this pet the entire time. This whole group was the same the entire time, I'm pretty sure. Alright, Familiar, a rare spawn in the graveyard. It's a level 29 to 35. It's a warrior. Wow, so it's always like yellow to me. It didn't seem like it was, though. Alright, it drops the Bloodstone Eye Patch, which is all except for Necro, Wiz, Mage, Enchanter. It's a face piece. It has 3 Wisdom and 3 Agility. So hey, if you're a Ranger, a Paladin, you know, a Druid maybe even, like if you don't have any face slot yet, that could be a decent one. Only sells for like 30 plat though. Alright, the Sacrificial Dagger is the other thing it drops, which is primary, secondary, 521, intelligence plus 5. All except for Cleric, Paladin, Druid, Monk, and Shaman. So once again, if you're an Enchanter, a Necro, a Mage, a Wizard, and you don't have a secondary yet, or you need a weapon that has some intelligence on it, it might be okay. It would have to be like one of your first upgrades ever, though. It's not like super amazing. But hey. That's like the only thing I think spawns here at the castle. Unless you guys know. Or at the graveyard. There might be one other thing. I think it's just a random dark elf that you... Here, I'll look it up for you. Alright, the graveyard is... number 1. An Familiar spawns who drops Sacrificial Dagger and Bloodstone Eye Patch, and a Glyphed Ghoul who drops Vial of Vampire Blood and Crested Mistmore Shield. Let's check out this Glyphed Ghoul. I think we saw that too, but I just didn't pay attention. It's a level 27. It's a warrior. It spawns... I can't really tell. It spawns like not even by the graveyard, really. It's weird. The Glyphed Ghoul spawns in the pool, the gorge, and the gates outside the graveyard anywhere a familiar does. So it could spawn right outside the gates, I guess. It drops a Vial of Vampire Blood, which is effect resistance to magic, expendable charges 1. Resistance to magic. And then it also drops, the rare drop is the Crested Mistmore Shield, which is slot secondary, AC 10, Dex 6. It's got a few saves on disease, magic, and poison, plus 10. It's got, it's 4. Warrior, Cleric, Paladin, Ranger, Shadow Knight, Druid, Bard, Rogue, and Shaman. Race all. Sells for almost 100 plat. So if you don't have any shield yet, and you need some dex, once again, another item that could, if it's your first replacement item, your first upgrade ever, you might need it. But yeah, should I take this Enchanter back to Crushbone and just solo through Crushbone, or should I take it back to Unrest and try to solo as far in there as I can, or should I go to some other zone, like dungeon, that's 10 levels under what I, yeah, and like solo my way through it, or I'm at the high end of the, you know what I'm saying? I can't like go in a dungeon that's, you know, I can't go here and go into the castle. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to Unrest and go into the basement. But I could go back to Blackburrow and show you the bottom of Blackburrow. I could go to, you know, whatever, Befallen or lower level dungeons and solo through them if you want. I was kind of doing that with my Necro and Lower Guck, though, and that didn't really do it. So I think the whole thing with the Enchanter, like charm fighting, is what people want to see, or they want to see dad camps. I don't know why people don't want to see the graveyard, an Enchanter doing his thing in the graveyard, mez'ing and having a pet and stuff. I think it's interesting. It was fun to me. And like all the different personalities and all the different classes and all the different things each different class can do. Like this group's a little bit strange. We got a Necro and a Shadow Knight. We got 2 Rangers. Like that's a little bit different than what you've probably seen before. And you're watching through the eyes of the Enchanter instead of like whatever else. But, you know, nothing too crazy happens, I don't think. Let's try to find a cool fight, maybe. Sick my pet on it. Cast Tosh. Do a big old blast because I got full mana. I think that was choke, actually. But we were crushing stuff. We got a 35 freaking necro. We got a full group, so casting speed. All right, here comes the tank. Maybe they'll have something with them. Oh, stuff is at the gate. Am I going to have to cast a mez? You see me cast a mez here? I think they had it rooted, and then I just mezzed it. Now my pet's joining in the real fight. A ghoulish and seal. Those are a little bit higher level. A little bit harder to kill. But down it goes. And I told him mezzed at gate. I need to get macros so bad. One thing that's hard as an enchanter is finding the right target to mez. You know, if 3 of them run in, and then the tank attacks one of them, I can't like backslash assist because that'll be the one they're actually doing. I have to find the ones they're not targeting. So I pretty much click around until I see one that's losing health, and then I try to get to one that has full health, and then I mez the one with full health, right? Then usually if they're a good group, they'll pull back. That way I can see. Like they'll pull back so the mezzed one's just standing all by itself, and then I can see like what else I need to mez. Like if they're a good group, they'll all step back like 5 feet, so I can tell what to mez next. Ooh, I'm getting backstabbed. 132. Ouch. Druid was cool though. Druid was healing the necro, healing me, healing everybody. So Druid was good. Recharm. Good to go. Everything went well. Pet didn't break till after the battle. Alright, let's go to the next battle. Here we go. We got one here. It's a caster. My pet is over there fighting something else. Sometimes that does happen. That's one way to crowd control. It's not the best, but it does happen like that sometimes. Your pet will... Something will attack you that you didn't really see. Your pet will jump on it. Instead of like mezzing it, I'll just leave my pet on it. It's kind of got it anyway. It's kind of a different way to mez crowd control. I love how your pet just runs off to nowhere. It's not really happening, but it looks funny. Alright, another little fight behind the tree. Can't see too much, but we are fighting. Oh, I hate this so much. Stupid construction. Not you guys. I love you guys. I love P99. I love everybody that watches. I get so many... It's crazy, dude. Like, I'll go to the tunnel and I'll get 15 messages of people saying, like, they love my channel. But then when I put a video up, it's not the same. It's not the same, except for from people watching, like, right now, you. I don't get it. So, I'm trying to figure it out, that's all. And, it would be great if I could. So I want to keep doing this. I really, really do. I really want to keep doing this. It's kind of it's the year 2024 where I'm figuring out, am I going to keep doing YouTube, right? So anything can get cut. Nothing is off the table. I could be completely done with YouTube by the end of 2024. I don't know. I'm getting too old to just screw around and make videos for nothing. You know what I mean? I would probably continue to play the game. I mean, I would like to think I would continue to play the game, but I would have to see. YouTube really makes me want to play a game, like, extra. Like, I play Gems of War, and if I didn't make YouTube videos or streams for Gems of War, I don't know if I would play it. But with EverQuest, I think I still would, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to see. Like, if I still make videos, am I still going to play? If I don't make videos, I don't know. Keep checking my experience. I know that necro is getting, like, a huge chunk of our experience every kill, but it's still worth it just to have the group. We almost didn't have nothing. A little bit laggy there. Not sure what's going on. Oh, there we go. Send my pet in. La-di-da. It's just a single. There's the Imp Familiar again. We can watch this. Trying to land something. Oh, slow. Definitely hit him with the slow because he's a little bit harder. Special mob. Chaos Flux. Boom. 150. It's always nice when I hit that. And it's down. Let's see what it dropped. Oh, we got another one there. Come on, pet, get in there. Oh, here he comes. So right now I am toshing and then charming, but I think I need to stun. Like as my stuns get better and faster, I think stun is going to be the way to go. Maybe stun, tosh, charm. I know it's a whole thing you got to figure out as an enchanter, like how to recharm a pet the best way possible so you don't take as many hits. I didn't see what dropped. Oh, sacrificial dagger again. So that's cool. I lose the roll. A glyphed custodian. There's my familiar. Kicking butt. Rangers. Necro pet. I was even given the necro pet speed at certain points. My own pet speed. Does anything crazy happen before we end this thing? Pet breaking. I turned it to a troll because I wanted to be like the other guy. We were just having fun there. I got hit a bunch and I was like, oh, I might as well turn into a troll, get a little bit of regen. Something happens where like somebody goes and gets their druid and gives us like the pack spirit stuff, but anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you really want to see. I'd appreciate it. I'm just trying to figure it out. You know me, we did 5 starting A series characters before I settled on this Enchanter because I wanted to see what you guys actually wanted to watch. So we're kind of back in that situation. Just look at my last 2 videos. They weren't amazing, like as far as views. Maybe it's because I complained a lot. I don't know. But that's who I am, and hopefully y'all get used to it. I'm sure you are if you're still listening, but I'm just trying to figure it out, guys. Just let me know. Give me some help. Leave a comment. Tell me what you want to see. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about channel, comment below. I'll see y'all next time. I have nothing recorded. There might not even be a video next Wednesday, but 99. I hope there is. I hope there is. If I have to just play my wizard and just record it for 30 minutes, I'll try to get you something because I'm trying to make it every single Wednesday, so there's no excuse. Like you know exactly when it's gonna be. But yeah, I'll see y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.